If you want to title your note something, title it this. FOIL.
FOIL, man. You know exactly how to do it.
Yeah. So now FOIL is a special case of what kind of method? Distribution. The distributive method. Distributive method. There we go. So that would be the first thing I wrote down, right? FOIL. It's an acronym. What's the F stand for? First. Yeah. Yeah.
X times X, and then X times 4.
Right. So
X times 4.
hang on, I'm gonna do it once because some people might still be a little fuzzy on it. But you're right with your. So remember you're multiplying, right? X times X? X squared. We won't say 2X, right?
What?
That'd break my heart.
That'd be 4X.
What would that be?
4X.
4X?
And then 5 times X, which is 5X.
Whoa. That's a 6. That's a 6.
It kind of looks like a 5.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And then that'd be 6 times 4, which is plus 24.
There you go.
I just want to know where you got 6 and 4.
I made it up.
I thought we were bouncing off.
Then you add like terms.
Yeah, you combine like terms.
X squared plus. I'm bleeding.
Does that look familiar?
No. When you first showed us this form, it looked familiar. I just didn't know where.
Huh? You just couldn't put your finger on it?
I didn't remember where.
So a second ago, I had this problem written on the board, and it like right out of the gate, right? And then I wrote these two binomials down. I just have the right reverse, don't I? Kind of like 6 is 2 times 3. Also, 2 times 3 is 6. Same structure, just written differently. Let's. Huh?
I thought you multiply 6 times 4, and I was like, is it? 10 is not 6 times 4.
You good? Yeah. Okay. Hey, if you think I messed up, call me on it, because I can mess up. So, y'all try a couple. I'm gonna give you 3 of them.
Is that a 4?
Yes, 4. Yeah. There you go. So, greatest common factor. So, I'm looking at each term. So, if there's 2 terms or if there's 3 terms, they all 3 have to have the same thing in common. Okay? Now, 12 and 18. What's the biggest number that'll go into both 12 and 18? 6?
I honestly thought that was 12 and 8.
Okay. So, now, do both of my terms have K's?
Yes.
No, only 1.
Only 1. So I hope you're writing this down as an example here, okay? So I don't pull a K out in this one. Now, if there had been like, say, K squared and a K, that'd be different. But they don't have that, right? So I pull out the GCF, which is 6. And I ask myself, all right, what times 6 gives me 12?
2.
2. The 2 is going to go right in here next to the K.
And then it's going to be 3K. Minus 3K.
And then I say, what times 6 gives me 18?
No, just be 3 plus 3.
Minus 3.
Yeah.
Because of the minus sign, right?
If it was plus 18, it'd be plus 3.
Now, before I circle this and say, all right, I'm done, I'm moving on, what I'll do is I'll go back and look at what's inside the parentheses. Because sometimes here's what happens. People will pull out the common factor, and they won't pull out the greatest common factor. You listen. So 2 and 3, do they have a GCF?
Oh, wait.
Other than 1. Now, that's what we want to happen, is it have no other factor other than itself and 1, right? So I can look at this and say, all right, it's factored completely. And you're done.
So we don't have that.
No, you don't. You should be writing this in your notes. Okay. So let's take a look at this number 3 right here. Write this down as your example too. So we'll do the numbers first, then we'll look at the variables, and we'll just go from there. So 14, 35, and 7.
Wait, what's that?
Greatest common factor is 7.
Biggest one is 7. So the way I'm going to write this is I'm going to, because I see that there's all of them, they have an M in it, so I'm going to give myself a little room to where I can put an M here later, okay?
It's gonna be
So
7.
what times 7 gives me 14?
2.
Right? Now I'm not going to put an M here just yet. I'm just going to give myself a little space.
Can I ask why you're not doing that?
Hmm?
Why you're not putting it in?
Because in a minute I'm going to have to pull some M's out, and it's just easier because some of them might go away. So I'm just giving myself a little space, and I'll fill it in later. What times 7 gives me negative 35?
-5.
Negative 5. And, oh, this will be a hard one.
1.
Careful. Careful. Negative 1. Well, 7. What times 7 gives me negative 7? Negative 1. All right, now let's look at the M's. So, if you think, so that's what that's really saying, right? This is really saying like 3 M's. This one's really saying 2 M's. My hand don't want to work. All right, what is the most M's I can evenly pull out of each one?
2.
Most 2. So here's a hint. Look at your exponent values. Whichever one's the smallest exponent value, that's how many M's you can pull out. Okay? So I can really write this right here. M squared right there.
That doesn't make sense to me. I thought you were taking
This is literally the easiest one.
So the most M's that I can take out of all 3 of these
So
evenly,
really what you're doing is the smallest squared value usually.
the smallest exponent value, that's right.
But
That's right. Now I still got to fill this in. I'm not done. So if I take 2 M's out of 6 M's, how many M's are left?
4 so theoretically 4.
If I take 2 M's out of this, what do I have left? This should be easy,
I
right?
see when that stays the same.
Well, yeah, it just stays negative 1, right? Is everybody on board with what I'm showing you? Is nothing confusing, nobody? Okay. Now, I don't circle it yet, just like I did up here. I check 2, the 5, the 1. Do they have a GCF at all?
1.
Other than 1, right? That's how I know I'm done. I can't break it any further.
Mr. Bass, would it be okay if I did 7M times 2M to the 5th minus 5M to the 2nd minus 1M?
No. Because what you did is you pulled out the common factor, not the greatest common. Greatest common means I'm pulling as much as I humanly can pull out of each one.
Where did you even pull those numbers from?
Hang on, I can't.
You subtracted.
M to the 4. So I pulled 2 of the M's I pulled 2 M's out of here, and out of here, right? So if I take 2 of the M's out of this 6 M's, I'm only left with 4. Does that make sense? Y'all feel pretty good with that? Okay, I'm going to give you 2 for you to try. Let me scoot mine over a little bit there. So, see, 2 and 4 right there. Go ahead and write those down. I want you to try those.
I see.